I, a stutterer, was forced into a horror game. The boss asked me, "Are you here to kill me?" Ah. Husband, how could I? Actually, I wanted to say, how could I possibly have the ability? But before I could finish the rest, the boss detected my words as the truth. And now, he dotes on me excessively. Where is my daughter? Where did you hide her? Mom. Actually, I wanted to curse her mother. How should I know? Good child, you called me mom. Feng Yang misunderstood and thought I was calling her mother. She began pampering me like her own daughter. Congratulations, player Xiao Tua, you have been randomly selected. You are about to be transported to the S-rank dungeon, Ghost Mother Een. I opened my eyes and found myself in a deserted courtyard. 7 or 8 people were standing around, each with a different expression. Random matching again. Let's see how capable the teammates are this time. S-rank dungeon, Ghost Mother Een, survival rate 12%. Known roles, there are 3 bosses in the mansion, guarding the east courtyard, the north courtyard, and the basement. To clear, collect 3 bone tokens and open the main gate. Bearded man scanned the group, his gaze finally landing on me. What's your rank? I'm YYU, what are you? I'm a NN newbie. The air went silent for 2 seconds. Then, bearded man laughed. I was all too familiar with that kind of laugh. It was the same laugh my classmates gave in elementary school. When they heard me stutter. A newbie? They put a newbie in an S-rank dungeon? The system must have a bug. Little girl, don't be afraid. My name is Lao Qin. A veteran player of 3 years. I've cleared over a dozen A-rank dungeons. Follow me, and I'll make sure you get out alive. But I noticed. He exchanged a look with the woman in glasses. There was no kindness in that look. 15 minutes later, Lao Qin split the team into 3 groups. They were to explore the east courtyard, the north courtyard, and the perimeter. I was assigned alone to the basement. The basement? But that kind of boss is down there. Don't worry, the basement entrance area is safe. Go scout the way for us. Check for any traps. I'll come to support you soon. Let her distract the boss's attention. We'll take the chance to grab the bone token from the east courtyard. Anyway, a stuttering newbie won't survive past the first page. Ha ha ha. The wind carried those words and delivered every single one into my ears. I stopped walking, standing before the stone steps leading to the basement. What would turning back achieve? Argue with them? With my mouth. Before I could even finish saying you're being unfair, they would probably just push me down directly. I might as well walk down myself. The basement stairs were narrow and steep. The walls covered in moss. The air was thick with the smell of damp decay. A massive iron door appeared before me, with small words engraved on it, "He who knocks must answer with a sincere heart. The flesh of liars shall be crushed to pieces." In the center sat a man in a black robe. The moment he saw me, the surrounding temperature plummeted. His eyes were a rare dark gold. The basement boss, Lord of Corpses, activated. As the system prompt popped up, the bullet chat exploded. Here it comes, cannon fodder at the door. Poor girl, set up by the veteran players. Lord of Corpses hates liars the most. The judgment mechanism in this dungeon is incredibly strict. If there's a hint of falsehood, you're sentenced to death. Who are you? Why have you come here? I'm called Xiao Tua. I came here because a sentence was stuck in my throat. I spent a long time without piecing together a full sentence. After waiting a moment, he seemed to lose patience. Judging. Player Xiao Tuo's words are incomplete. No false components detected. Judgment result, sincere. The Lord of Corpses' expression changed visibly. From cold alertness to something subtle. You did not lie. It has been a long time since a human has passed judgment before me. His expression shifted before my eyes. Wait, she passed the judgment without even finishing her sentence? Did she exploit a linguistic bug? I stood there, my mind a total blank. I didn't even know what I had just tried to say. But the Lord of Corpses had already beckoned me over. In those dark gold eyes, a trace of gentleness actually surfaced. Come, sit here. It has been long since I had a sincere visitor. The broken bridge actually moved on its own. Probably because in this cold mansion, this was the first voice that didn't mock my stutter. Are you afraid of me? Afraid. Afraid. Ha ha ha, I'm dying. She actually sat down. Such an honest kid. She's the first in 300 years to dare say she's afraid of the Lord of Corpses, and the first human to dare sit beside him. Afraid, yet you still dared to come? And not dared. I was pushed here. Anyway, there's a lie detector mechanism here. Lying means death. Stuttering actually keeps me alive. Fate's joke is truly quite unique. Innovative, even. They sent you here to die. Player Xiao Tua has not spoken. Silence is not counted in judgment. Suddenly, a giant screen materialized in thin air. It showed a real-time feed of the East Courtyard. Lao Qin was leading 5 people into the East Courtyard boss's territory. While that stuttering brat in the basement stalls the Lord of Corpses, let's finish this quickly. Glasses, set up the defensive spells in the back. The first bone token is ours. Tonight, we attack the North Courtyard. Do you still want to help them get the bone tokens? I've only been in the dungeon for half an hour. Truthfully, I hadn't even thought about helping or not. My mind only had one thought: I don't want to die. I don't know. I just don't want to die. Ha 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 ha. It's been 327 years. 146 groups of humans have come to this basement. Some were arrogant. Some were cunning. Some pretended to be pious, kneeling before me and crying. Please spare me. I can trade something for my life. I will never betray my companions. Do you know what these 3 phrases have in common? They're all lies. My nose felt a bit stingy. Not out of sympathy for him, but because they're all lies. Reminded me of some things. When I was a kid, my classmates said, "We're not laughing at you, lies." The teacher said, "Take your time. No one's rushing you, lies." He looked at his watch 3 times. Mom took me to speech therapy and said, "Just relax. Just relax." How could I relax? Why don't you lend me your mouth then? The easiest things to say in this world are lies. Because lies are smooth and polished. They don't get stuck. Only the truth gets stuck. Truth is stumbling and bumbling. Drawn out from the throat. One syllable at a time. With rough edges and cracks. It's hideously ugly. Over 300 years. Why you? You've always been here alone? I'm used to it. I didn't expose his lie. Stuttering has its benefits. I have enough excuses to stay silent. The bone token is on that stone platform. You can take it. And no need to fight? And no puzzles? I said for those who come here. I only judge truth and falsehood. You have already passed. TT, thank you. Next time, if anyone else comes, could you, please not scare them first? Some people lie. Just because they are too afraid. Go now. The people outside are coming back. Don't let them know you've already obtained the token. Xiao Tua. Notification, East Courtyard boss battle concluded. Player Lao Qin is Kia. Lao Qin is dead? Where's Lao Qin? How did you? The basement boss didn't touch you? And no, he didn't. An S-rank boss didn't kill you? What kind of deal did you make with him? I didn't. That East Courtyard boss fired 3 rounds of AoE instantly. Lao Qin held for 2 rounds. And shattered during the 3rd. Who'd believe the basement one didn't attack you? The basement. The DD door was locked. I didn't get in. I waited outside for a while. Then IC came up. Strictly speaking, this was a lie. But the system didn't trigger a judgment. Since I was a child, lying has been the hardest thing for me. Not because of a strong sense of morality, but because stutterers get stuck when nervous. Getting stuck gives the lie away. But this time, my stutter actually helped me. My stumbling tone sounded like a normal reaction to being terrified. Fine. We'll skip the basement for now. Deal with the East Courtyard situation first. Lao Qin is dead, the bone token wasn't obtained, and the East Courtyard boss is now enraged. We can't challenge it again for a while. That leaves only the North Courtyard and the basement. There are 6 of us left. Excluding the injured, only 4 can still fight. Who has intel on the North Courtyard boss? The young man suddenly spoke up. I do. The North Courtyard boss is called Feng Yang. She was a seamstress, wrongfully killed in her past life. Her obsession remains after death. Her judgment method is different from the Lord of Corpses. She doesn't judge lies. She judges if your words match your heart. Feng Yang's weapon is a gouging string, used specifically to sew mouths shut. Once the mouth is sewn, the player suffocates and dies within 3 minutes. That's even more ruthless than the Lord of Corpses. At least he gives you a chance to speak. Feng Yang just sews you up. Words matching the heart. This requirement is more insane than year-end KPIs. Wait. Stuttering. Doesn't the female lead have things in her heart she can't say? Isn't this a fatal counter for her? I thought of this as well. The Lord of Corpses judged truth. And because I couldn't finish my words, I had no room to lie. It was a stroke of luck. But Feng Yang judges heart-mouth consistency. The words in my heart and my mouth have never matched. It's not that I want to deceive, but my mouth won't cooperate. My mind thinks in complete sentences, but they come out as fragments. This time, my stuttering might actually kill me. I'll lead the team to the North Courtyard. Qing Yi, you're in charge of intel. Xiao Tua, you stay here and watch the injured. Translation, you're useless. Don't cause trouble. I didn't argue. The team set off quickly, disappearing behind the moon gate to the North Courtyard. The courtyard was left with only me and 2 injured guys. Moaning on the ground, I sat down against a withered tree. Taking out the bone token, I turned it over and over. The dark gold eyes of the Lord of Corpses. The force of Lao Qin's hand on my shoulder. Qing Yi's tightly clenched fingertips when saying Feng Yang. And that line from the bullet chat. For her, isn't this a fatal counter? I closed my eyes, and tried something I had never done before. Talking to myself. In my heart, I said, my name is Xiao Tua. Then I whispered it out loud. My name is Xiao Tua. Xiao Tua. My name is Xiao Tua. The 4 words barely matched up. But taking 8 seconds was still too slow. North Courtyard battle triggered. Player, glasses, ID, Suli. Heart-mouth deviation 37%. Gouging hit. The bullet chat instantly boiled over. Is she going? Isn't that just seeking death? But if she doesn't go, Jingyi won't hold out. Stuttering girl versus mouse sewing ghost. What a hellish match. I looked at the bone token in my hand, then toward the north courtyard. My legs were still weak, but my feet moved on their own. When I rushed in, I saw the most bizarre scene of my life. Suli was on the ground, clutching her mouth with both hands. Her lips were being pierced by a glowing, gouging needle. Jingyi stood in front of her, blood trickling from his temple. His left leg seemed injured too, standing unsteadily. Opposite him, Feng Yang hovered in the air. She wore a faded blue cloth jacket, her hair tied in 2 braids with scrap cloth, hanging over her chest. From afar, she looked like a simple country woman. Another one? North Courtyard boss Feng Yang has locked onto a new target. Don't answer. She's starting her ritual. I'm talking to the little girl. Don't interrupt. Speak. Whatever is in your heart. Say it with your mouth. Don't change a single word. I felt like my throat had been filled with cement. In my heart, I was thinking, I'm scared. I don't want to die. I want to save them. But I don't know how. It's over, she's stuck. Heart and mouth aren't matching. Judgment is about to trigger. She thinks terrified. But only said TE. Does that count as a deviation? The silver needle tip hovered 3 centimeters from my upper lip. Your heart clearly wanted to finish the sentence. Why did only half come out of your mouth? I'm just L like this. Too many things I want to say. But my mouth can't keep up. Since I was little. Since I was a K-kid. Her fingers unfurled. But not a single needle struck. Feng Yang's judgment mechanism, analyzing the source of player Xiao Tuo's deviation. Non-subjective deception. Due to physiological speech impediment. Judgment result, deviation invalid. Not counted towards the sentence. The bullet chat went silent for 3 full seconds. Then it flooded like a burst dam. The system found her innocent because stuttering is physiological. I'm crying. It's not that she doesn't want to tell the truth, she just can't say it. Feng Yang's expression is so complex. Did she remember something? The villagers all said my sewing was good. My hands were nimble and my stitches fine. But they also said, this woman brings bad luck. A cursed widow. I wanted to explain to them. But who would listen to a widow named Feng? No one would listen to me. You can't speak. Because your mouth can't keep up with your heart. I couldn't speak. Because no one was willing to listen. Xiao Tua, ILL listen. Go then. The third boss is in the east courtyard. He's called Uncle Yi. He doesn't judge the mouth or the heart. He judges memory. The things you don't want to remember. He will dig them out one by one. Believing them kills you. That's the most ruthless part. You can't stop me. I've treated Su Li's wound. She won't die for now. The other two injured players are stable too. The only ones who can move now are you and me. Why you? Aren't you afraid? I am. But being afraid is one thing. Just don't stop your legs. Qingyi is a good guy. No nonsense, he just follows her. Stop shipping them, stop shipping them. Let's survive this level first. Here it comes, the final boss who judged Lao Qin. Lao Qin's whole team fell to him. Can she really handle this? The first two bosses judged the mouth and heart. This one judges memory. Can the stuttering buff still work? Left. Ha. Ha ha. Young man, I don't hurt people. I only settle old scores. SS Spring is here. SS Swallows. Ha ha ha. YYYA. GG Grandpa. Ha ha ha, quiet. Xiao Tua, continue. Ha 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 ha. Two more segments left. The second light hit harder than the first. High school debate team selection. The teacher made an exception and gave me a slot, saying it was for practice. I prepared for 3 weeks, memorizing the script until it was perfect. My side believes. I've remembered that gesture for 10 years. He didn't laugh at me. But that rubbing of his temples was worse than mockery. Last segment. But the images it brought hurts more than the first two. Tua, your cousin is getting married, do you want to come back? I'd better not. Too many people. It's true, it would be hard for you to talk there anyway. Your aunt asked last time if that problem of yours was any better. Mom isn't a bad person. She's just too honest. Honest enough to let me know. In her heart. That way and that problem are tags permanently tied to me. They will never go away. Little girl, I judge memory. Not whether you remember, but whether you are willing to acknowledge it. Some people come here, see their most humiliating memories, and their first reaction is denial. That's not me. I've already moved on. It doesn't matter. They are backlashed by their own lies. You didn't deny a single thing. Memory playback sync successful. No intent of denial generated. Judgment passed. Judgment passed. She didn't deny it. Because she can't pretend those things didn't happen. Stutterers can't even lie to themselves. I'm crying like an idiot in front of the screen. Go open the door. Gigi Grandma. The words on those notes were left by people who had been here. I wrote them myself. They were all the questions I've wanted to ask my whole life with no one to answer. 3 bosses. Shijun waited 300 years and never heard a word of truth. Feng Yang spoke her whole life and no one listened. Grandma Yi asked her whole life and no one answered. I opened my mouth to say something. And my throat started to tighten again. But this time, I didn't rush to force the words out. I gave him a deep bow. Some things don't need to be spoken aloud. For the other person to receive them. The 3 lock slots on the main gate lit up simultaneously as the 3 ancient tokens were embedded. The heavy iron gate suddenly swung open. Beyond the door was an overwhelming white light. The system popped up one last notification. S-rank dungeon Ghost Mother cleared. Surviving players, Xiao Tua, Qing Yi, Suli, and the injured players, a total of 6. Clear rank, SSS. The hardest judgment in the world is never the trial set by ghosts. It's you judging yourself over and over in the middle of the night. Why am I this kind of person? But today, you finally walked through that door. Not because you became fluent, but because you finally believe that even a stumbling voice deserves to be heard. I closed my eyes. When I opened them, I was sitting on the bed in my rented room. The phone screen lit up with a text message. It was from Mom. Tua tua. Your cousin is having a party for her baby next month. Are you coming back? I stared at the screen for 10 seconds, then I started typing, slowly, typing back word by word, I will. After the phone screen locked, I saw my own face in the black screen. My eyes were still swollen. My hair was a mess. Stumbling through life is actually quite alright.